Bună seara, doamnelor și domnilor! Vă mulțumesc pentru prezență. Aș dori să îi urez încă o dată bun venit la București colegului meu, domnul ministru Brende, ministrul afacerilor externe al Regatului Norvegiei, care este un foarte bun prieten al României. Mulțumiri deosebite pentru că a acceptat să participe la această reuniune anuală a diplomației române, la o sesiune cu un subiect foarte important despre problematica de securitate, despre contextul regional de securitate și apărarea colectivă, despre adaptarea NATO la noul context, mai ales în pregătirea summitului Alianței de anul viitor. Prezentarea sa pe tema viziunii Norvegiei asupra acestor teme de maximă actualitate și discuțiile care au urmat au fost deosebit de substanțiale și de constructive. Vreau de asemenea să-i mulțumesc pentru excelenta cooperare pe care o avem în plan bilateral de la preluarea de către mine a mandatului de ministru al afacerilor externe și pentru discuțiile pe care le-am avut atât la Oslo în luna aprilie, cât și în marja mai multor evenimente internaționale, ultima oară la Dubrovnik, în luna iulie. Prin urmare, această vizită este o consecință firească a relațiilor bilaterale excelente pe care le avem cu Regatul Norvegiei, cu o dinamică foarte pozitivă în ultimul timp. Este a doua oară de când ministrul Brende vizitează România, după vizita pe care a efectuat-o în mai anul trecut la București. Suntem parteneri în spațiul economic european, suntem aliați în cadrul NATO. Am discutat și aspecte care țin de cooperarea bilaterală. E foarte important să continuăm această dinamică a contactelor la nivel politico-diplomatic, la nivel sectorial. E foarte important să stimulăm în continuare cooperarea economică și investițiile. Vreau să salut cu această ocazie faptul că au fost recent finalizate negocierile dintre Uniunea Europeană și Norvegia privind mecanismul financiar al spațiului economic european și respectiv mecanismul financiar norvegian pentru următorul ciclu financiar, pentru că fondurile pe care le alocă Norvegia în cele două mecanisme sunt extrem de importante pentru România în vederea reducerii decalajelor economice și sociale, pentru proiecte care contribuie la dezvoltarea și consolidarea relațiilor dintre cele două țări. Am discutat destul de mult despre dimensiunea de securitate în pregătirea summitului NATO de anul viitor. Am vorbit despre procesul de adaptare al alianței, care în opinia României trebuie să continue, având în vedere situația de securitate din vecinătatea noastră. Am evidențiat interesul României de consolidare a securității pe flancul estic, mai ales având în vedere importanța pe care o are din punct de vedere strategic Marea Neagră în actualul context regional de securitate, ca parte componentă a securității euroatlantice. De altfel, Norvegia, care se află în nord-estul alianței, la Oceanul Arctic, așa cum România este plasată la Marea Neagră, înțelege, cred, foarte exact care este importanța strategică a acestor vecinătăți ale NATO, mai ales în actualul context de securitate. Am discutat și despre pregătirea strategiei integrate a NATO pentru partenerii estici și sudici, pe care am lansat-o la reuniunea ministerială de la Antalya din Turcia din luna mai. Am discutat nu numai despre procesul de reflexie asupra importanței strategice a Mării Negre, dar și despre cum putem să sprijinim procesul de aderare la alianță pentru Muntenegru și pentru Georgia. România rămâne un susținător al politicii ușilor deschise, pentru că noi considerăm că această politică este de natură să contribuie la întărirea securității și stabilității în spațiul euroatlantic. De aceea susținem aderarea Muntenegrului la NATO printr-o decizie care, în mod ideal, trebuie să fie luată în luna decembrie, la reuniunea ministerială de externe. Și de asemenea am discutat despre modul în care putem să sprijinim progresul Georgiei pe calea aderării la alianță. De altfel, domnul ministru va pleca în această seară spre Georgia pentru a face acolo o vizită bilaterală. Am discutat și despre situația din Ucraina, ne-am manifestat îngrijorarea pentru escaladarea tensiunilor din estul Ucrainei. Credem că este important ca, repet acest lucru, acordurile de la Minsk să fie implementate în totalitate. Am vorbit și despre Republica Moldova și despre perspectivele sale europene. Am salutat formarea noului guvern de la Chișinău, care se sprijină pe o majoritate pro-europeană. Punctul de vedere al României este cunoscut. Dorim ca procesul de reformă în spirit european, în aplicarea acordului de asociere și de liber schimb să continue și cred că este importantă susținerea oricărui partener care poate să aducă o contribuție în acest sens, inclusiv a Norvegiei. Am discutat multe alte aspecte astăzi, atât în cadrul panelului, cât și în plan bilateral, dar vreau să-i mulțumesc în mod deosebit domnului ministru pentru prezența sa, pentru prietenia sa, pentru România și mai ales pentru dialogul extrem de constructiv, de fructuos pe care îl avem de fiecare dată când ne întâlnim. Mă bucur foarte mult că ați venit la București și vă dau cuvântul.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for those kind words. And as you understand from Minister Aurescu's presentation, we have a very rich conversation. We covered a lot of topics, and I share the Minister's assessment on many of these topics. We thank you for your hospitality again. Also thank you for inviting me to speak at your annual ambassadors meeting. That's a great honor. Also for inviting to discuss very important issues that Europe is facing these days. I think we share a lot of similar views when it comes to the situation in Ukraine. It's not a Ukrainian issue per se, it's a Russian issue. Russia has to stop destabilizing Donbass. Russia has the key to unlock the situation and start complying with international law. We feel that it's extremely important now to support Ukraine moving forward. President Poroshenko has a very difficult situation. He has then to cope with the destabilization in Donbass. 7,000 people killed, 12,000 wounded, 2 million internally displaced. At the same time he's facing this destabilization, he has to undergo fundamental reforms. So imagine having then this kind of armed conflict in your country at the same time as you have to then change a not sustainable path that has been going on for 2 decades, where corruption is endemic and where there are serious governance issues. That's also why we have increased our support to Ukraine 7-fold so far from Norway's side, and I can also say that we will continue to increase the support for next year. I also took note, as the Minister mentioned, about the increasingly challenging security situation in the Black Sea. In many ways, this reminds me about the situation in the Baltic Sea, where we have seen a lot of challenges with Russia the last year. We hope this will not also end up in such a situation with serious incidents in the Barents Sea. But as I mentioned, we already are in a situation where we are facing an asymmetric situation on our border with a very strong Russian presence in the peninsula of Kola, and also that we can only handle in a NATO context. NATO is the anchor and extremely crucial when it comes to our security and defense policy, and we really appreciate the collaboration we have also with Romania in this. As the Minister said, We have excellent bilateral relations between our two countries. I think the exchange of visits is an illustration of that. We also commend Romania for having undertaken economic reforms. Romania will be close to 4% economic growth this year. I think in a European context, and unfortunately also in a global context, that is quite impressive and means also a lot for the neighboring countries. For example, for Moldova, Romania being the most important trading partner. So this is good. As the Minister also mentioned, there is an agreement between the EU and Norway on the EEA grants, and Romania being one of our crucial collaborators in this field. We will now, under the leadership of my colleague in the government, develop an MOU and see where should we allocate these resources moving forward. So Romania can continue on this course, economic reforms and prosperity, and also making sure that Romania will create the necessary jobs and opportunities for the youth. Thank you also for your comments about Georgia. As you said, I'm leaving for Tbilisi tonight. This is also a country that needs a lot of support moving forward. We have stepped up our support and will continue to do so. They have and they are facing disrespect of their territorial integrity by Russia. This is also causing fundamental challenges in Georgia. Georgia needs also, in addition, like Ukraine, to undergo further structural changes, governance changes, and they need our support to do so. So I'm, again, happy to be back in Bucharest. Thank you for food for thought during the ambassadors' meeting, and thank you also for a delicious dinner.
Avem timp pentru o întrebare, cel mult două.
Okay, I have to apologize. I didn't understand what you said, Mr. Prime Minister, because it was in Romanian. I hope it's okay to ask a question in English. Just briefly, I'd like the Romanian view on your security situation with your neighbors in Ukraine and Moldova.
Well, I think the whole meeting of this reunion of this year ambassadors meeting is about the challenges at the eastern border of NATO and the EU. So it is very difficult to put it in one answer, the whole meeting of our ambassadors, but I will briefly mention the fact that indeed for us Ukraine is well, a direct neighbor, as it is obvious from the map, and Crimea is only 300 kilometers away from the Black Sea coast. Transnistria is 70 kilometers from the Romanian-Moldovan border. So it is obvious that for us the security situation in Ukraine, the situation in Moldova, in the Republic of Moldova, are issues that we are following very carefully, and they are directly related to the security of Romania. That is why we have strongly supported the territorial integrity of Ukraine. We have strongly supported the implementation of the sanctions regime implemented by the European Union, and we consider that it is important to continue this sanctions regime as long as the Minsk arrangements adopted in February are not fully implemented. Unfortunately, we see that from time to time there is an outburst of violence in the eastern part of Ukraine, and this is definitely not helping the process of implementation of the Minsk arrangements. And we deplore the fact that the OSCE observer mission members are blocked in exercising their observer functions in the eastern part of Ukraine. So it is important that all parties, especially the separatists, which are backed by Russia, are observing the provisions of the ceasefire and of the Minsk arrangement. It is important that a solution to the crisis be followed and found. As far as the situation in the Republic of Moldova, we are very glad that there is a new government in Chisinau, and that this government is based on a very solid pro-European majority in the parliament. This allows the new government to follow what is important to be done, that is the implementation of the association agreement and of the DCFTA, and the implementation of the reform process, taking care also of the economic situation of the country. So this is in a nutshell the assessment of Romania at the borders of both EU and NATO, because we are a border country for both organizations. So, as I have told the heads of missions yesterday during my speech for them, we have a duty and a responsibility which is not only for ourselves, but also for the community of values we are part of, that is for EU and for NATO as a whole. And we will continue to fulfill this task, because together we need to find instruments, to find solutions in order to project stability, to project prosperity and democracy in our neighborhood.
Minister, a short question. What is the view of Norway on refugee crisis and mass migration? Thank you.
Thank you for raising this question. What we are now seeing the result of is the neglect of the international community when it comes to finding a solution, a peaceful one for Syria. Syria now being a humanitarian catastrophe, millions of refugees and millions of internally displaced. Also, we see that the situation in Libya is extremely difficult. We have not yet found a peace agreement there that is viable. We know that there was no real roadmap after what took place in Libya, and we are now paying the price for this. I think we need now to think and have a policy for short term, and then medium term, and then long term. The short term issues that we are facing is this massive immigration or migration. This is the worst refugee crisis since the Second World War, and we all have to take a responsibility. When more than 300,000 have come to the borders of EU in half a year, 3 times as many as last year, we have to also all step up and not only rely on the receiving countries in the periphery. I support what President Tusk, Chancellor Merkel, President Hollande has said about this, and Norway is also, of course, willing to do our part. In addition, we have increased our humanitarian assistance substantially, and Norway is now one of the largest donors in Syria and in Iraq, and also in the neighboring countries. We have also 2 vessels that is working under the Triton umbrella in the Mediterranean. Medium term, but hopefully short term, we will have a Security Council resolution and agree. The world leaders, and especially the P5, now need to end the crisis in Syria. It is totally unacceptable that this is still unfolding. This is really the cancer in this situation. This has to be resolved. Longer term, we need development. We need that fragile states and also failed states should get support so there can be livable conditions for their citizens. Fragile states should be prosperous states, and we have to invest. We have to massively invest in these countries. This is not only a question of foreign aid anymore, it is also a question of investing in our own security, also in the security of Europe. This is the short version of where we stand.
Vă mulțumim.
Thank you.
Thank you.